It's me, your little boy, because I'm saying, there's something that I have been thinking that make my eyes to be red. Why? Because uh, I wonder why sometimes people don't understand that they're supposed not to be where they are. Why? Because they keep keeping people around them who's supposed not to be around them. You know, sometimes when people show us their true color, many of us feel like no need of trying to leave them, that they must surely change. The real truth is this: some people who have made up their mind to break you, to bring you down, they will never change. That is why you need to understand that you must disconnect yourself from garbages. Sorry for using that word, but this is just the right truth. This is just the far truth. When you discover that people around you are not inspiring you, they are not motivating you, they are not encouraging you to do more better than you do used to do before you meet them, what is the essence of you being with them? Let me just be real with you. Sometimes we meet people who tell us their real color, who try to show us that this is whom they are. But just because of maybe we think that we love them to that point where it leads to many things, and many of us give them too much privilege. The reason why it looked like my eyes is red, because I just remember about our sister whom we lost, whom the world lost. I feel shed tears. There are three people that I remember, more than, let me say, four people take off. This man is very, very young. I was just watching his videos and all those stuff, watching all those stuff. The truth is this: most time we are the cause of our problem. Yes, let me just be real with you, because we don't study to know the people within us. And look at that lady that went for Mexico, a young lady, 25 years. Maybe she don't have any baby yet, or maybe she don't have any kid that she left now. Think about it. Just think. Oh my God, I'm sorry for sharing tears. This is my first times of sharing this. Why? Because when I remember some certain things, when I watch some youth, giving up their life just like that because of fake people they keep around them, I feel like why is it that people don't try to study some certain people around them? Yes, believe me, in this world we are living, you don't even dictate who love you anymore again. You don't. You cannot even just think this person love me, this one love me. The fact truth is this: when they show you their real true color, just believe them. When they tell you that they hate you, just believe them. Run away. My dad used to tell me that a dead lion can never be better than what a living dog. So when people tell you that they hate you, they don't love you, whether it's your pastor, it's your this, don't give any second chance to them. Look at this man. I can't record the name. He's a Nigerian man. I can't Google it fast now. I will have show us what happened to him recently. So this man lost his life just because of what? Of church. I just don't understand what is going on in this world we are living. Someone made a mistake and he committed to it. I just don't understand. Listen, my brothers, we have more than 2,000 million churches in the world. So if the church you are going, they are not ready to back you up when you know that you have done mistake and you have told them, or you have apologized, and they are not ready to accept the fact that all human ought to commit mistake, my brother, carry your Ghana must go and leave that church. How can you tell me, let's be real, how can you tell me that a pastor, you tell your pastor that according to what I heard about the man committed an offense and he confessed to the family of the woman, her wife, the family, both the wife, he confessed, he apologized both to the church, and they said he led to a point where a pastor gave him a strike not to sing, not to do any other thing My brothers, even Jesus mentioned a word to that woman who was what, who was, like, I can't pronounce that word because I don't know whether it's against what YouTube law. But when many people carry stone to hit the woman, Jesus turned his face on the ground and he started to wrote. He said, if there is any of you who have not committed an offense or anything at all, let him throw the first stone. Even when they called Jesus, when they were shouting, they said, you are the what? You are the righteous one. Jesus shocked them. He said, no, no man on earth is perfect. No man on earth is righteous except God. This woman, this man lost a very young man who have not even enjoyed his word, his doing. He have not. Just because of too much of pleasure, too much of stress, too much of, depressed. My brothers, I urge us in the name of God. My brothers, we have not yet concluded our race with God. We have not yet concluded our mission with God. The precious life you have, if the church you are going, they are not giving you the concrete motivation, or they are not giving you the absolute foundation that you deserve. Because the reason why we have pastors, bishops all over the world is because when we are weak, they motivate us. This is just the reason why. But it look like when a Christian ought not to commit mistake. It look like we are Christians, we are choosing. That means we're supposed not to commit mistake. No. Or we are human. My dad used to tell me a word. He said, no fish in the river can deny that he or she did not touch his water. His body did not touch water. So in other words, don't let anyone stress you to a point where you will allow them to condemn you. You leave. You pack your things and leave. Look at our amazing singer, Sister Chinachi. She was in a marriage of violence, where the husband beat her, treat her all sorts of things, molest her, to a point where they are in a mission to go to church. Her own car. The man dropped the woman on the road, and the woman waited there almost 1 hour, and she entered a bike to the place. What type of, my brothers and my sisters? Yes, even if this look like offensive, but the truth is this: if the man you are dating is beating you and you are still there, my brother, my sister, you are the cost. Yes, let me tell you the main reason why I said you are the cost. Pack your load and pack your children and leave. Without divorce, leave him. Yes, leave him. Let the church start to talk. Let them say anything that they want to say. Let the social media talk, because that is their word, their mouth. Whether you are good, you are bad, they must surely talk. If the marriage you are in is not conducive for you, and you know that you have made a lot, even if you are a man, and the woman is not giving you good head, you know that you have tried all your best to make it work. My brothers, my sisters, pack your load and leave. Yes, believe me. Yes, believe me, because you ought to live and eat the fruit of your children. This is the word of God. He said we will live long and eat the fruit of our children and our children's children. So my brothers, don't just give up your life for the sake of nothing. If you have friends whom you discover that they don't love you, or my brother, pack your load and leave, because better days are coming ahead. Yes, the reason why I ought not to do this video, but let it be an advice to many people up there, because we live for better, not for worst. Yes, believe me, you need to live, because your children supposed to be there. You're supposed to witness, you see your grandchildren. And even if God take you early, not by violence. Not by violence. Not that you are in a marriage, you will just be smiling because you are expecting that if you leave now, your church will be talking bad of you. Your pastor will not love you. My brother, don't listen to them. If your pastor asked you not to come church because you divorced your husband or your wife, my brother, my sisters, there are a lot of churches out there who need someone like you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anything stress you. Ah, my God. That is why sometimes people who are divorced today, they can't explain what they go through. Yes, believe me. Many of us always tell them, why will you leave your husband? Because many of us who have not heard their true story. Believe me, I have never experienced violence in my entire life. That is why I'm just walking, doing my job. When this thing just come, I began to share tears about people whom the world is what is lost in every day because of violence. When are we going to learn from our mistake? Someone commit mistake does not mean he ought to be perfect. No, no one ought to be perfect. We are fleshed. So if anyone commit mistake and he admit, you do what? You leave him. We are not God that we ought to condemn. We ought not to judge no one. You know what I'm saying? If what I have said is offensive, I don't know what else to say. But that is just how I know. And I know this is what I am aware of. Because something like violence and all this stuff, I've never experienced it. That's why when I hear people that said their husband beat their this one, my dad have never raised his hand on my mom. Not once. I've never seen it. That is why it becomes shocking. That's why I'm advising all ladies, all men, before you say yes to a woman or before you say yes to a man, study him. Because to enter is good, but to come out is the difficult end. To have friends, you said these are my friends, these are these. Watch carefully whom you call your friends. Look at Tupac. Maybe Tupac supposed to be living by now. Look at Takeoff, a very young man. A very young man. Maybe the guy don't have any children yet. Or maybe he have. But what are we talking about, brothers? We keep saying that black life matters. But we are the one killing our fellow blacks. Yes, let's just think about it. We are the ones killing our fellow blacks. We are the one. Not the people whom we think they are our enemy. Because nobody is now our enemy. We black are enemy to our enemies. We are the same with enemies to our brothers. This is all I know. But let me be real with you. If where you are living, people whom you are living, you call your friends, and they are not good, my brother, they show you their true color, that means God is exposing them. You leave them. You know what I'm saying? You leave them. Please, in the name of God, just leave to save your life. Remain blessed.